Hello, everybody. It is Robin, and it is Wednesday, which means it's the Ageless Lounge. And so we are pretty excited that we are going to have another great guest today. I'm going to tell you about her in just a second. I'm actually going to send out an invitation to her really quick so we can get her to come on here in just a few seconds. So give me just a minute while we do this, looking for her real quick. And I'm super excited. I don't think you want to miss today. It's going to be a really her invited and bing, 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 bing. There we go. Hello, everybody. It's already joining us. I am super excited. Let's see if I can scoot back a little. Oh, there comes Tracy. Hello, can you
Hi,
hear me,
Robin.
Tracy? Yes, I
I can
can.
hear you. Can you
Yay!
hear me?
You never know with internet service, right? In these lives, if you're going to have a good go or not.
Absolutely.
Well, welcome.
Absolutely.
Hello, everybody. I love all of you. I always start off telling everybody I'd love to wave at all of you because live is really fun to get to see who's coming on. But it's not always easy to do it when we're trying to also have these conversations that we hope are going to inspire you. So know that we will follow up afterwards. I always post these after we get done later on this afternoon. And if you have questions, come back and add them into our comment section at that point in time. Either myself or Tracy can always go back and answer you at that point in time. Makes it a little bit easier. But thank you so much for joining us because I think this is going to be a fun conversation. So I first want to tell everybody, I met Tracy back in, I think it was late 2020 or 2021. And she actually graced our pages with her story in the kickoff winter edition of 2021, which she was still, thank you, she was still just in the beginning kind of her journey. She had this great Grombre effect going on that was just amazingly beautiful and drew me to her. And so it is fun to get to come back and talk with her now as she rocks her silvers and rocks her life. She was a there it is. Look at that, everybody. Look at that. Is that amazing? Look at the before and look at her now. And oh my gosh, what the future has in store for her. I'm so amazed. I want to share with you as well, when we first talked, she was an educator at that point in time, 3 years ago. And now she is now a digital creator and is living this whole new life and really involved. Has always been involved in style and fashion, but really kind of has taken off with her silver journey. Am I correct kind of there?
Yes, you are absolutely 100% correct.
What I loved when I first met you is you told me that the silver fox that inspired you was your mother, Barbara. That she kind of walked in the room like float on a cloud into the room. I love that. Tell me a little bit about that inspirational piece that got you started on your journey.
So yes, my mother, God rest her soul, Barbara Jean, she was the epitome of class and elegance and just what a lady should be. And so she she actually set the bar for me. And I watched my mom transition her hair when she was probably in her late 40s, 50s. And I remember seeing the awkward stage of two-tone hair, and I thought to myself, she's crazy. Like, she's going out in public like this. She was still impeccably dressed and face, makeup, but she had these two tones of hair. So I thought, that's odd. But she didn't let it stop her. And so fast forward, I never knew the impact that would have on me later in life when I had to then take that leap, step outside my comfort zone, make the decision to stop dyeing, ditch the dye, and rock my natural silver tresses that were coming in. And I was just like, I can do this. I can do this. My mom set this bar for me. She walked that walk. She floated in rooms. She commanded attention. And I thought, okay, here I am. I'm doing this in memory of my mom, and she is in me. And now every time I look in the mirror, I literally see her face.
People can hear Tasha Fox who said Barbara Jean with beauty and class. So I'm just someone who knows you guys. So.
Yes, Tasha Fox. Yes, Tasha Fox is one of my sister friends. She's just like a sister, and she is a stylist, and she did my mother's hair. So yes, so she has personal, accounts of how my mom, moved and how she felt about her hair. And so absolutely. And I see another one of my friends,
I
Margot,
love it because
she said the same
I did
thing. Yeah.
not get the opportunity to ever meet your mother, but I can just imagine what she was like because of who you are. I mean, you are so
Yes.
gracious and sweet and wonderful and lively and just
Oh,
contagiously you want to be around you
thank,
and your smile. So I mean,
thank
I can
you.
only imagine what she was like with that. So
Thank you.
let's talk a little because I really wanted to kind of dive into the styles. When we're going silver, there's all sorts of different shades. We all know there's none of
Yes,
us have exactly the same shades. Um, it's such a journey because when you get
exactly.
into it, you think it's just gray. You don't realize what a range that actually is, right? Until you actually are in there,
Right.
and then it changes as you
Yeah.
keep going. But then there's the style piece of it, right? Because like again, as we go into
Yeah.
midlife, we're told, oh, this is what you should wear, or this is what you should wear, or you shouldn't do that, right?
Right.
But I'm watching you, and you have this.
Right.
I don't know if classic is the right word, but I think it's like a classic style with a little bit of pop. Does that make sense? Like a little bit of pizzazz to
Yeah.
it. So
Yes.
I want you to share with me. We totally forgot to start off with. I want you first to tell me what when I say to you, what does being an ageless and timeless woman mean to you? What does that comment mean to you?
What does being an ageless and timeless woman mean to me? It means owning and loving the person that you are right now. It means accepting and embracing the you that you see
Yeah.
right now. Not 30 years ago, not 20 years ago, not 10 years ago. Oh, I used to. Let's operate and make it be normal to accept and love what you look like right now. Silver hair, gray hair, a wrinkle here, gray hair there, a little hair growing in on places, top
Right.
mustache in the neck that was never there before. Things don't
Right.
stand up the way they used to. Like, just embrace that part of your life that you're presently in
Exactly.
and
Well,
work with it and
and
rock
you
it.
speak that so beautifully. I mean, you are rocking the styles I want. I'm watching you as you're progressing in all these different beautiful clothing that you're coming out and sharing your styles. They're so amazing because they're fun because they're not things that I think 10, 15 years ago we would have been like, oh, midlife, you can't wear something like that. You're supposed to only be 20 or 30 when you're wearing that, right?
Exactly.
But so share with me your philosophy on how you choose
Exactly.
what you wear.
So I choose what I wear because you did hit it on the nail on the head earlier. I am a classic dresser. I am a classic, and I love elegance, and I love timeless pieces that you really
Mm-hmm.
can't tell what era they're from. But I also have a modern twist, a contemporary twist. I'm not a trend person. I'm not trendy. I like to set the trends if I can sometimes, but I've never conformed to what society's norms of what you should wear and what you shouldn't wear. So I work hard. I work out. I work hard to maintain the body that I feel comfortable in, and having that be the trajectory for how I want to look in the clothes that I wear. I pretty much wear what feels good and what I think looks good on me. I dress the body that I have, and I love my legs.
They are
I
good
rock
legs. They are good
minis.
legs.
I wear short skirts. Thank you. But everybody has something. Everybody has a piece, a part of their body that they love. And so you need to accentuate and highlight that. If it's not your legs, it's your arms. It may be, your waist. It could be, your neck. You may have a beautiful shoulders. Like, there is something in everyone. And I always try to inspire women to find that one piece, that one part that you just absolutely love, and wear what looks good and what makes you feel good. And that's what I subscribe to. I don't care, oh, you shouldn't wear a mini after
Right?
50. Who
You have to
says?
talk to Tina Turner about that, right? She's the woman that I remember in her picture that
Yeah,
had the longest
yeah,
legs, the
absolutely.
best looking legs, and did not care what age she was with those
Yeah,
mini skirts. She was like the idol for that. Like, no, you don't have to be young
yeah,
to wear a mini skirt.
abs- absolutely correct. The one thing I have branched out into more is the midriffs. I never really wore them as I was, a younger mom with kids and things in school, and but now I'm loving the midriffs, with the high-waisted pants and the midriff. So just a little bit of skin. I
Right.
still try to keep it classy, but I definitely do kind of,
But I think you just said
step
the key
out
word
there a little bit.
classy. There's a little bit of a difference there between being, overly skin showing, right? And just having that little bit that's that flirtatious fun
Yeah.
piece. And what I've seen you, and I don't see anything that does, it just speaks
Yes.
flirtatious fun. So share with me, because like I really have thought it's been fun that
Hey,
you have this classic style that I've discovered a couple of your outfits that you have like this classic, but they've got like this modern twist to it. I want to say like is it Taylor James? Is that one you have been wearing some of their stuff and
I,
just knocking it? Well,
I stay in
you've been
Taylor
knocking
J.
some of their stuff out of that. I'm like, ooh, I need to go look at that. Ooh, I have to go look at that. So share a little bit about what drew
Yes.
you to them, and then also give me a little bit of an introduction or us to kind of how you went from being an educator to now this woman rocking
Yes.
style.
Absolutely. I would love to do that. So we'll start with that. So I worked in education for many, many years, and I was just I got to a point where I was feeling like I wasn't really being true to my passion. My passion has always been everything beautiful, home decor, clothing, style, travel, all of these things that I have loved my entire life. I wanted to dedicate a little bit more time to those things that I love. I love the classroom. I love the students. However, I wasn't being
Keyword.
fulfilled the way I used to. So I made the decision back in May, literally standing in the middle of the lunchroom. And I just said, you know what? It's time. Just like that. No real like prep and, oh, if and all. I was like, it's time. So I called HR, got all the details. And August 16th, my birthday, was my last official day. So then I moved over full time into content creation, digital marketing, and I hooked up with Taylor almost 3 years ago. Another Silver Sister had on a two-piece outfit, and I saw it and I clicked on the link and I bought some things from Taylor. And then she reached out to me and said, hey, would you be interested in being an ambassador? I love your style. I love your look. And I thought, sure, why not? I love the way the clothes are made for women. All ages can wear them, but specifically, I just love the classic clean lines and
Mhm.
the cinching waist, with a tie that help to kind of, give you that hourglass. And also just the three pieces. I have a rule of threes when I'm dressing. And I typically will wear three pieces, that third piece being like a jacket or a duster or something. And so I really found, my home style wise when I started
So you just said that
working
you
with
have
Taylor.
you
So
this rule of three pieces. Kind of tell us what why do you have a rule of three pieces? For those who are wondering, like,
I have a rule of three pieces because I've always liked a put together look. I've always been told, oh, you're always so put together. You look so, put together. You look so, in order. Everything seems to just get fit and go together. And so that rule of three basically came from watching my mom and my nana dress. She would put on a skirt, a beautiful blouse, jacket. She would put on pants, a top, a sweater. She would do, it was always this three. And I thought, oh,
okay,
okay. It polished off the look. And so I stuck to that as a, young person trying to continue to, evolve my style, my style, things that I was interested in exploring and maybe doing some different things with my style. But I always stuck to that rule of three. So this is a jumpsuit, but typically I
nice,
leave the house, I put a jacket or I put a duster or I'll
right,
tie a scarf or so that's why I do the rule of three because for me it helps me feel
nice,
completely
nice.
put together.
And then I want you to kind of address for the women. They're like at this point, right? We're going silver, and somebody says, "Oh, you got to change your colors, you got to change your wardrobe, all these sort of things." What's some key advice for you? Like, what are maybe like three key things that you think are important to have in your wardrobe that aren't necessarily it doesn't have to do with necessarily age, but just three key pieces that, like, if somebody says to you, "Hey, Tracy, I need to reduce some of my wardrobe, but I need like three pieces to start with." What would you suggest?
So the three things that I always say when building a capsule wardrobe, because that is what it's called, you need a sheath dress, simple sheath dress, sleeveless. You need a blazer or an over duster or coat of some sort. And for me, it's the jumpsuit. The jumpsuit is so versatile. You can dress it up, you can dress it down. You can put it on with the blazer. You don't have to have the blazer on. The sheath dress, you can wear the sheath dress with the blazer, or you can put on, a shirt, a white button-up shirt underneath the sheath dress. It gives you 3 staple pieces that you can then mix and match with all these other things that you have in your wardrobe to help you create that polished, put together, finished look. That's what I would say. And that's what I've done with some other people when I help them, revamp their wardrobe. Start out with 3.
Okay.
I usually do 5 pieces, but those are the 3, because those other 2, the other 2 would be a pair of slacks, good pair of slacks.
Right. And how do you
that
feel
white
about
shirt.
like having them tailored versus non-tailored? Because some of them get kind of worried, like they're worried about like, oh, I'm getting older, I shouldn't show my curves necessarily. I run into people and women all the time that like will say to me, oh my gosh, well, I don't want to. I feel like if I'm wearing something a little bit tighter, that I'm trying to be young, and I want to be young. And I'm like, but if you have it, in my opinion, if you have it, you should rock it anyways, right? I mean,
Absolutely. Absolutely agree with that. I wear fitted things all the time. I just did a reel in that Zara viral fitted dress, strapless. I fit it, I rocked it. Period. I'm 55, and if it looks good, then you can wear it. As
so
far
did
as
you hear that,
I'm
people? Did you
concerned,
hear that? She's telling you if it looks
I
good. And the key thing also, I think, is if you feel you look good,
you feel good.
you're going to carry that dress
That's it.
off. Somebody's not going to
That's
say,
it.
oh, she looks like she must be over 50 wearing that. If you're rocking it, your age
Yeah,
is not even a
yeah.
number that they're thinking about at that point in time, right?
It's not. It's not. It's the confidence. I get more compliments from people in their 20s and 30s. It's unreal. Male, female. I can go into a store. A young man will be bringing me out, and he's like, I love your hair. It's beautiful. Is that natural? Or, I walk in, oh, I love your outfit. It's crazy. So it's like it's transcending the age demographics that we want to stick ourselves in this box. And it's about how you feel and how you walk out into the world. And if you're confident, that confidence, you're going to exude it. And everyone around you is going to be
I
attracted to it.
100% agree
So,
with that. If you're walking out the door thinking you don't look very good today, then you're sending out that energy that says, oh, I don't look good. But if you walk out the door feeling good, so you really do have to best for
yes.
yourself first and not worry about what everybody else is telling you we're supposed to be wearing. Because like you said,
No.
style really can be ageless as well. It's just that
Yes,
society's kind of
it
putting in the
can.
box. So here's what you wear when you're young. Here's what you wear when you're in 30s. Here's what you wear when, and same
Yeah.
with color. Your
Yeah.
hair is this way, your hair's like, oh, you're not supposed to go gray until you're much, much older. And it's like, well, wait a minute, right? So like, yes.
Right.
So tell me a little bit, what's your favorite I know you love classics, but like you have some really fun things. Do you have a favorite go-to piece? Like the one that you really like, let's say you're going to a dinner party. What's the one piece that you gravitate towards?
I'm gonna always say I'm gonna go to a jumpsuit. I will always put on a jumpsuit, either sleeveless, flare legs, or a long sleeve wrap. That is just my go-to. Can't miss. I always feel comfortable and I feel
Very nice.
appropriate
Very
for
nice.
the occasion.
And tell me a little bit
So,
about your sassy look, because
yeah.
on your birthday photos, you had some gorgeous looks. A girl, that gold, those legs showing. So there's a little bit of your style advice for like how do you rock your confidence in those sassier styles? Like what?
Yeah, so that birthday look was taken out in California. We were out there finishing up our partnership we had done with Marriott and Taylor J. And it was about midnight, maybe 1 in the morning. And my daughter, who's also my my manager, she's like, Mom, let's go. Let's take these birthday pics. You got the dress here. The dress I got from ASOS like a year ago. And I says, oh, I don't really feel like it. And she says, let's do it. So I get pieces. Typically, I'll get pieces like that for my birthday, something that's not my norm, and just like pop out. So I do like that element of surprise, that like, whoa, she did that. But if you will recall. I'm covered up here, but
Man,
those
right?
legs, hey,
So then you
the
brought up that
legs
your
were it.
daughter is your manager. So I want to chat with a little bit about that because some women,
Yes.
their daughters are not very supportive of what their moms are necessarily doing, or they want their moms to look matronly,
Yeah.
motherly. I'm fortunate that my daughter's
Yeah.
about 30,
Yeah.
30, and she's the one that encouraged me to embrace my silvers. She's constantly going, oh no, mom, you need to wear that. You need to wear. I mean,
Yes.
she's very great about like, oh no, don't be afraid of wearing that. You rock it.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me a little about yours with your daughter because it sounds like
Yes.
again, you have somebody who's very supportive in what you're doing and is helping also
I do.
embrace like you're setting an example for her that your mother and grandmother set through generations. Like you're setting up the next generation as
Yeah.
well for the acceptance of it doesn't matter about age. So tell me a little bit about that relationship with your daughter and how she felt when you first started getting into all of this.
All right. Someone was calling. I'm sorry. So yeah. So my
Right.
relationship with my daughter Kay, and she's
Hello,
on here.
Kay.
Kay Reed. Hey Kay. It is one that is truly a best friend, mother daughter, confidant, mentor mentee. Like we check off all the boxes, and now it's manager, mom. As she's my manager, I'm mom, but our roles are so defined, and we work hard to set boundaries because it can be a little blurred because I'm mom. I'm used to telling her what
You
to
had to get
do.
away from that little bit of that control there with that, right?
So
The mother daughter.
yes, I I am a control freak. So we worked on that, and she has been my biggest cheerleader. Like, I have such a great village. I really do. My friends and family have really been so supportive of my journey from day one. I have not had any negative feedback from the people close to me in my life. So I'm very thankful for that. But Kayla is just, she's that hype person. She's like, let's go, mommy. Yes, I love it. That looks so good. Why don't you try this? Or how about that? So she really helps me to sometimes take that little walk outside that box that I want to continue to, well, this is what's working. Well, this is what I like, and this is what I'm used to. And she says, well, why don't we try this? You try it, you like it, great. You don't, we'll move on. So I've become much more open, and our relationship has grown and evolved into one that is just, it's priceless. I just absolutely
So wait a minute.
respect
I
her
said real quick. I want
as
everybody to
a
know that
as a
Kay's now
daughter.
telling mom you helped me too with all sorts of smiley faces and loves. Which to me, I just have to shout that
Oh,
out because I think when you have that support with your kids and your daughters,
yes,
especially, there is just that unique
yes,
connection. So, Kay, I think that's fabulous that you two work together and that you help your mom rock her looks. So,
yes, she does. Absolutely correct. So that's it in a nutshell. Like, she travels with me when I go on these shoots and I go to do these style events. She's usually there with me. She lives in Miami, so it's, we do the whole, she's there, I'm here. FaceTime is our best friend, and it really works for us because we are better together. We're a dynamic duo, and we get it done. And I would not want to be on this
well,
journey with anyone
and I
else
love that it shows
except her.
message again that style is not defined by age necessarily. And so those of us who are,
No.
I shouldn't say us, because I feel fortunate like you. My daughter and I are very close as well, and she's very supportive, and she kind of does that same thing. Will push me,
Yes.
Mom, why are you doing that? You've always worn that. Why didn't you just this? And I'll do it. And I'll be like, oh wow, like I really like that. I didn't think I could pull that off.
Right, right. Like, I like your shirt,
Thank you. It's
Robin. I'm looking
actually a
at your
long
shirt. I
dress,
love that.
actually. It's really fun. It's one of those fun pieces. It is one
Ooh,
piece, but it is fun to put jackets and stuff
beautiful.
over it. So, but it was one that my daughter also, I was like, do you
Yeah.
think I can pull that off? And she's like, oh, yeah. I'm like, okay.
See,
Yeah.
you're pulling it
Thank
off.
you.
Tell daughter,
Thank,
good job. I love it. I was noticing that. I
thank
was
you.
like, oh,
It's
that's really
kind of
cute.
fun. And I think that, maybe correct me or not, did you find that once you started embracing silver, it was a lot easier to start embracing some of these other pieces of what we discover about ourselves?
Absolutely. I find that, and I know you could probably attest to this, that everything looks
I
good
think
with
so.
our hair. Like, every color, every shade, everything that I put on, it's like, it just illuminates, you know, the outfit, my skin, everything has just, it's like a halo. It has been put over my head. It's so weird. I was like, wow, I look at pictures when I had my hair and, you know, dyed, and I look at today and it's just, it's like night and day. So it's definitely given me so much more confidence to rock different colors that I normally
Right.
would not
Well, what
gravitate
you
to.
said, like, I think
So,
that there are some women that maybe need that assurance that, you know, hey, it's going to be good, because they look like you said, you can kind of compare looking at your old pictures. And there used to be a point in time when I look at those
yeah.
old pictures and go like, oh my gosh, that's perfect. And now I look at those old pictures and look at me now and I go, wow, what was I thinking? Like, that doesn't really look like
Right.
me after all. It looks more harsh on me, versus now with, you know, embracing what Mother Nature
Yes.
basically has given us. I find that it's like,
Yeah.
wow, it's like it's different, but it's a better different.
Mm-hmm.
So, right?
But it's a
So, like, don't
better
be afraid. For
different.
those who are watching, don't be afraid. If you haven't embraced it or are thinking about it, follow the Silver Sister community and watch and see, because most of us will tell
Yeah.
you, once we get over that hump of that initial going into it, boy, you kind of start looking at your pictures and
Yeah.
going, wow, I really like today now.
Yes. You're absolutely right. It's once you get over the hump. Oh, hi, Cindy. Thank you. She said, I love your grit. Once you get over the hump, it's definitely a freeing experience. You just feel completely free. For me, it's just, I don't worry. I don't bother about, oh, I got to make that appointment. Oh, let me get that spray and make sure I cover those roots
Right.
before I go live. You know, those are things that used to really just kind of keep me under, you know, under lockdown, basically during lockdown, which is when I had the experience of not being able to go get my hair colored. And that lockdown worked in my favor, because it was really when I was able to see truly, like you said, what God has intended. He doesn't make mistakes. And if it's time, you know, then let it go. I have had it since I was 22. So I wasn't ready at 20,
Right.
22, 32, 42, but at 51, which is when I, 52, when I completely let it,
Let's say, I think
like,
that's
I
key
was
too.
ready.
People need to understand that for women, especially, a lot of us have been covering it since our youth, right? Since, I mean, I met one woman who was going gray at
Yes.
16 and was coloring because kids in school were making fun of
Yeah.
her for going gray. So, like, the reality is, I mean,
Yeah.
statistics
Yeah.
show the average women typically are going gray around 35, 35, 40, 45 is the typical range. But it
Yes.
happens at all ages. And then, yet, because of the way
It,
society has sent this
it
message
does.
of gray equating to old, people are, and women are still, especially women, are more afraid
Yeah.
to let it come in and see what it looks like. And COVID was fabulous
Right.
in the sense that it gave, it, well, that was for most of us. There are those who didn't like it, and that's okay too. But I think what it did is it allowed you to have more than
Yeah.
just like usually you get like about an inch in your, oh my god, I gotta go cover it, right? Well, COVID made us, we had a whole lot
And then
more
I go
because there
color.
wasn't any way to go get anything done. Suddenly it was like, oh, okay. So it opened up, I think, the door for a lot of women to
Yeah.
really kind of discover what that might look like. But at the same time, also what
Yes.
maybe they didn't get is just because of what they were seeing in that little inches. If you don't give yourself a chance to actually let it go and really see what's going to come out of it, you don't know. And so I
Yeah.
love that, like, your Grombre looks,
Yeah.
you're a beautiful man, but I also love watching your journey and watching it as it happened and happened and
Oh,
happened. Um,
thank you.
and just the,
Yeah. I'm still amazed at that. I look back at those pictures, and we do mini transformation Tuesdays because people like to see. And then I have a
yeah,
lot of new followers who have
yeah,
not been with me since the beginning. So it's really cool for them to see. They're like, oh my gosh, but you look like so much younger with your hair in this. I'm like, that's crazy. But I guess I can see a little bit of it, but it is the weirdest feeling when I look at what my pictures, you know, and how I went through those stages. I actually love the Grombre stage when it
yeah,
was about halfway. That's when I fell in love, when it was like right there, and then I had those brown tips.
right.
Everyone thought I
But
did
isn't
that
that
on
fun though?
purpose. It was
I explained
hilarious.
it to me. I mean, I
But
wasn't probably as
yeah,
extreme of an ombre look as you were because I've always been a little bit more of a lighter,
yeah,
darker
yeah,
blonde, lighter brown. But even still, people go, "Oh wow, where'd you get that done?" And it's like, "Oh well, it's all natural. I'm just letting it kind of come out." But it was fun to kind of see the difference
yes,
and then kind of take it. Like I would take and go
yes,
up to the top and be like, "Oh my gosh, wow! Like what was I thinking? What was I thinking?"
yes, yes. one of my students said, hi, Miss Bree. Hi,
So
hi,
what
Lee.
would you share as far as, you know, your journey? What was like probably the most important lesson to yourself that you feel like you discovered going into actually, you know, the combination of your silver, your style, like really, really taking on following what your heart was telling you you needed to do, right? Like you loved teaching, you loved the educator part, but your heart was
Yeah,
pulling at you to do something. So
yeah.
what would be like the biggest thing that you think that you learned from all of this that you want to share with everybody?
I think the biggest part for me was that I learned to listen to that inner voice. I learned to not put it to the side, put it in the background, tuck it away for another day. I learned to listen to what was going on inside. And my inside was saying, it's not that bad. You know what? This is who you are. Let's roll with it. Let's see what happens. Let's let it grow out. You're going to take the long route. Let's do it. So I would say to listen to yourself, because you usually are correct with how you're feeling. And when you are true to your feelings and you are authentic with what it is that you're doing, it just shows up like that. It shows up. It doesn't seem forced. It doesn't seem like, you've made this up. It's just real. I just can't emphasize that enough, to really just be true to who you are and what is happening. And the evolution, I promise you, it's great. It is a great, great time of life. This is the best time of my life right now. So that's why I
Yeah.
say
Embrace,
embrace,
embrace, celebrate,
embrace your
inspire, right?
silver
And you
linings.
kind of,
Yeah.
I'm literal. That's what the magazine was supposed to be about: embracing yourself, celebrating her, and inspiring others. And that's
Yes.
exactly what you've done. Like you're
Yes.
the full package of doing just that, which I love. And I think you
Thank
hit
you.
spot on that. Listen to your gut
Thank you.
instincts, because when we start questioning our gut instincts, they're usually right, but then we start letting society kind of cause us to question them.
That
Right,
background
right. So
noise.
you were spot on. And I
Yeah.
feel like that was for me as well. With the key, my key piece is listening to my gut and going with it, regardless of what all the noise and chatter is around
Yes.
me. Right.
Regardless, I wasn't influenced by any of it. It was
Yeah.
just, this was a me decision. This was a Tracy Trey. This was my decision internally that I
For
knew
you.
was the right decision at the
Yeah.
right
And that's the
time
key thing.
for me.
I was telling everybody, we're not
Mhm.
telling you you have to go gray if you're not ready. That's not at all the message we're sending to you. But we're
No,
saying to you, like, but
not at
listen to your
all.
gut instinct. If you're ready, and it's just a chatter, it's keeping you from not maybe testing it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of push the chatter away. Because guess
Yeah.
what? You can always color again if you want, right? That's the key thing.
You
We can always do that.
I say that. This is not the end all. Like if I decide a year from now, you know what, I
Right,
don't like this, I have the
right,
right to change my mind. You have the right to change your mind. You've got to do what works for you. I tell people that all the time. It's not if you don't let your natural
right,
silvers grays come in, then you're a bad person.
right,
That's
right,
absolutely
right.
incorrect.
I would say
You do you.
we're not
You do
anti
you.
color, and we're just anti anybody telling us we have to
Not,
color to be relevant,
not at all.
right? So let's wrap up real
Yes.
quick. But I want to have you give a shout out to a couple of your favorite brands. I mean, obviously we know Taylor Jeans, but give a shout out to some of your favorite brands that kind of represent that classic yet modern twist style that you really love.
Yes. So I really love, of course, Taylor J. I love Ana Luisa, working with them. I love their jewelry, just beautiful, classic, simple, yet elegant pieces that you can wear every day. These are like my staples. I wear these every day, little button earrings, and the necklaces. So I love that, Ana Luisa. As far as style, other brands that I love, I work with Express, and I really, really, I've been an Express shopper since I was in college. And so to find that nice balance at Express of very classic and beautiful suiting and dresses, but yet still you can do something a little
Yeah.
funky and a little out there. So I love that brand as well. Some of the other classic pieces, I've just recently started with Kelly Obi, New York. Beautiful, beautiful, tailored lady. Like, you feel like a lady in her dresses, and some of her pieces, they're very unique. So those are just a few of the brands that I've been rocking recently. And of course, my old school brands that I love. I love Ralph Lauren. I absolutely love Karen Millen. Those are some more. They speak to my style aesthetic. What I love
Very
to
awesome. And then
wear.
how
So
about
yeah.
one final thing? Because I love your comment about lipstick and how, yeah, share your thoughts on lipstick.
Yeah. I, in Trey's book of style, lipstick is essential for me. It just brightens up your mood, your face, your outfit. Like, it's amazing. Oh yes, koi too. Yes, I love koi jewelry. Absolutely. Um, it just does it, and all shades. You may see me in a red lip. You may see me in a hot pink lip. You may see me in a neutral, uh, you know, neutral nude lip. It just depends. But I am a firm believer that a pop of color right in the center, with beautiful smile, that's the best accessory. A smile
Yeah.
with a beautiful lip. I think
Well,
that's the
Tracy,
best
thank you so
accessory.
much for coming on board with us today and sharing a little bit of look into your style,
Uh,
your life.
uh,
You shared a little bit about your daughter and you and that relationship, and about being an educator. And just hopefully we have inspired you a little bit. If you're on your journey or looking to get into your journey, be sure to follow Trace Going Gray if you're not already, Tangled Silver Magazine. And just join us on this silver journey and reach out to us and share what you're doing. And if you have style thoughts or again, look for the post later and comment on it, and we will see if we can't come back and answer anything if you have. Not everything now always, but we'll give it the best try to see if we can come back and chat with you a little bit, or we can make sure we put in some of the names that some of the styles that Tracy shared in this comment
yeah,
section. But thank you everybody for joining Tracy and I today.
yes.
Tracy, I am so excited and so lucky that we got connected all those years ago. I can't wait to see what the future does. All right.
Me too. Yes, me too, Robin. Thank you so much for having me. I always enjoy speaking with you, and thank you guys for joining. And like you said, it'll be, click it and
Yes, we
watch
will
it
definitely get on
later.
there.
So
You take care, and we'll
look
talk
forward to.
soon. Bye bye, everybody.
Thank
Thank you,
you. Talk
Kay.
soon. Bye. Bye, everybody. Bye, Kay.